Good morning, community. Jill here with North Texas Vegetable Garden, canning recipes, a little bit of everything. It's Friday morning. We have a strong south breeze, and it warmed up a lot this week, a lot more than I wanted it to. We got to 101 yesterday. That made me very, very sad. And today we may get close to 100 again, but we do have a front that's supposed to move in around, some are saying 6 p.m. and some are saying later in the night. And it could bring us some severe weather. But right now, humidity is extremely low. It's very dry here, and we're going to heat up, and it's a little cool. But yesterday morning, we were 61 degrees. Went from 61 degrees all up to 101. Guys, that's a 40 degrees jump and a difference in a day. And it was very hot, but we were dry. There's not a lot of humidity. And so this morning I'm out watering my carrots and watering my broccoli that I planted last weekend. A little disappointed because we were really expecting colder weather, or cooler weather I should say, all week. We were told on many of the forecasts that a front was going to move down here and it was going to bring us some rain and be a cooler week, and that just didn't happen. Very, very disappointed. Very disappointed, but anyway, I'm hoping that my carrots and my broccoli seeds are okay, and I'm thinking that if we do get some rain this weekend and we do get into some cooler temperatures, then I may have a really good shot at them germinating and coming up. I'll check them here a little bit when the sun comes up, but we are off to run some errands this morning, Pop and I, so I am enjoying the cooler morning, but it's 74 degrees here today. 61 yesterday, 74 this morning, and 101 yesterday, may reach 100 today. I'm hoping the front makes it sooner than later. We really, really need some cooler temps. And I'm hoping for an early fall. Back to my sunrise over here. There is a little bit of red tint to it. Red sky in morn, sailor take warn, red sky at night, sailor's delight. So we will see if this comes to fruition today and brings us some good old-fashioned rain. You can see Pop's back there. He's already dressed, ready for our adventures this morning. So yes. So Pop and I got our running around done this morning, and I wanted to come home and water my carrot bed and water my cabbage bed, and let's see what I got. I am happy to report that I am seeing some germination with my carrots. It hasn't quite been 7 days, but you can see little greens, and they're everywhere. So yes, I got to keep these watered. And let's come over here to my cabbage bed. And yes, I'm seeing some germination here. So on last week's video, we had somebody mention that they are experiencing hydrophobic soil. And what that means is that, especially in these raised beds, when you go to water and it looks like it's wet on top, and you start to dig down and it's very dry underneath. It only stays wet on top, maybe about a ½ inch, not even that sometimes. So what we do for hydrophobic soil in our raised beds is you can either add some fresh compost, or you can add some fresh potting soil, which is what we did. We watered it down real good, then we planted our seeds. We planted our carrot seeds over here. And keeping it water in those carrot seeds will start to go down their root crops, and they will go down into the soil and start to aerate it and absorb some of that moisture. So that's how we try to solve our hydrophobic soil in these raised beds. Now, if you're not wanting to plant anything, but you really should, I'm telling you, you shouldn't let your beds be bare, because that's one of the things that happen is you can go ahead and take a pitchfork and put holes in your dirt, and then water it frequently throughout the day until you start to see the water seeping down to the bottom. But we're going to go with the root crop method, because those carrots will go down in that soil, and then as we water, that water will start to stream down those carrots, and it'll break it up and aerate it so that we have some good soil in the spring. So my cabbage bed was one of the beds that was hydrophobic, and let me show you what it's looking like now. I'm going to dig down in here, and you can see that the dampness and the moisture is now seeping through since we added a bag of really good organic potting soil on top. So this is working. If you have hydrophobic soil in your raised beds, add you some compost or some good potting mix, and then water it in and get you something planted. I've not planted this bed yet, and I think I'm going to put some radishes in here and some lettuce. I'm going to wait and see if we get some rain tonight, but let me show you a good example. So you can see we've watered on top. It looks really damp, but I dug down here, and as you dig down more, you can see it looks like it's a little dry. Now the great thing about this bed is everything that we've planted in here, we use that mycorrhizal fungi, and so it keeps the soil very nice, pliable, and plantable, and just beautiful nutrient value for whatever you're going to plant. And again, I think I'm going to put some radishes and some lettuce in this, but I'm going to wait and see if we get rain tonight. This bed stays planted almost year round, and you can see this Bermuda grass tries to come up in here, but we have potatoes in here right now, and they're starting to come up pretty good. We're also trying to get that purslane, and I really don't want that in this bed, so I keep coming out here and disturbing the topsoil to get rid of this stuff, because I don't want it in this bed. I want my taters in this bed. But you can see this bed, the soil is very rich, it's very pliable, workable. It's kind of got a sandy loam consistency, which is not indicative of the soil that we have out here on our property. We have that black clay, and you can see some morning glories trying to come up over here. So yeah, I'll be cleaning this out today. Checking out my pumpkin patch. I don't think these are ready to be picked. Oh wait, this one has separated off the vine. Oh wait, no it hasn't. So you want to make sure you get, let me get this out of the way here, some little curlicues here before you start to picking, because we want them to be ripe. But you can see we have quite a few pumpkins in our little pumpkin patch, and if we get some rain this weekend, it's going to be very beneficial. It's starting to heat up now, guys. Yeah. So I got pumpkins all throughout here. I don't know about how many, maybe a little over 10, but we will take whatever we get. You can see we've managed to stay green this summer, which is a pretty big deal. Our heat has not been near what it has been over the last 4 or 5 years. We've had a normal summer. We're hoping for a normal winter. I would like some cold temperatures, and I would like to see us have a little bit of a reset. We've gotten more rain this summer than we normally do or normally have in the last several years, so that's helped keep things green. And I also put the sprinkler out on this St. Augustine because I want it to spread and just eventually cover up our whole yard, and I'm seeing that. And so we've been very blessed this past summer. It certainly hasn't been as hot as it has been in the past. Now we last couple of years we'd have quite a few over 100-degree days. This year we've only had about 5 over 100-degree days. Yesterday was one of them. So tomorrow, the good Lord willing, and if we get rain, I'm gonna throw some lettuce seed out and some radish seeds out in that little raised bed up there. My sweet potatoes I don't think are ready to pull up, and honestly when I dig down in there I'm not feeling very many. I think it's because the dirt in that very high raised bed has sunk down this year tremendously as we've watered, and it's just sunk probably about a good 1.5 feet. So to fill that thing up last year, we filled it with probably about a third of wood chips, and you can see they've broken down tremendously. So guys, if you use wood chips or kind of a hugelkultur kind of filling in the bottom of your raised beds, you want to make sure and check your soil levels. Now when I planted those, they were up to the top, but throughout the summer, those wood chips on the bottom have started to compost and bring down, and the soil in turn has been brought down. And so be sure and keep an eye on that. If you have put wood chips or wood cuttings in the bottom of a raised bed, you want to make sure and keep your soil topped off. Sorry guys, I had to come in. So back to the hydrophobic soil. So what caused that for us, I believe, is that once the green beans and the things that were growing in those beds, we harvested and didn't plant anything else in there. And they sat out in the dry sun, and boy, it dried all the way down. So it was really hard for us to get it back into shape. But like I said, you can throw some compost on top of it. You can throw some good potting mix. You can use some root crops or plant something else. Another thing you can do is throw some wood chips on it. If you're not going to plant over the fall and winter, throw some wood chips on it and keep it watered down. And in the spring, you'll have some pretty good soil. So thank you guys for watching. We love you all. It's hot. The humidity is back up. Yesterday it was like at 22 to 25%, which made it feel much cooler than it was. Today it's at 58%, so humidity's going up, and that means that the heat outside feels a little warmer. So it said we were 84 degrees, but it feels like it's over 90. So I gotta get to work. I gotta get my house clean, my laundry done, and hopefully tomorrow plant some carrots and radish seeds, and then we'll go through some more ideas on some of my tubs in the little high tunnel, because I think I'm gonna put some of my sweet potato slips in there. You can see the rosemary I did last week is looking pretty good. It's still alive. And so lots of things going on. There's lots of things you can do right now to prepare for your spring garden next year. Be sure and get your seeds on order, and get your beds dressed up so that when you go to plant, everything is ready to go. Love you all. See you soon.